Right, this video may or may not go up on any of my channels, not sure yet. This is purely, at the moment, this is purely for me, essentially. But, anyway, we'll just see where this goes. Right, I've been listening again to Jacque Fresco, or Jacque Fresco. It's a French spelling of the name. He's from Miami, I believe. He's 90-something, 97 years of age. Anyway, never mind all that. I've been watching, there's loads of stuff on YouTube about him. I've known about this guy for over a year now, or give or take. And it's partly to do with a thing called the Venus Project. But he's been around for donkey's years, this guy, and he's been on TV. Just been watching him on the Letterman show. There's an episode, somebody had uploaded an episode back in 1974 of the Letterman show where he's been interviewed. Anyway, this guy's a scientist and, well, lots of other accolades to his name. But anyway, again, really irrelevant for this particular instance. Right, so the thing is, right, this guy, he makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, when I first come across him, and that's through the Zeitgeist movement, because the Zeitgeist movement was more of the a lady on the video actually described it, and I can't remember the way she phrased it. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I don't know if she used the word militant arm, but I don't know if that's right. Anyway, again, forget all that. Forget it. Forget all that. Because I don't want to get into the nuances of this, that and the other and prejudice this because of this word or that word or blah, 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 blah. The point is, this guy, and this isn't about sticking this man on a pedestal or whatever. It's just plain and simple fact, and this is my opinion. I don't really, right at this moment, I don't care about what other people's opinions are. Right at this moment in time, because I need to do this. I need to get this out because this guy, it just, I can't even begin to, anyway, I can't even articulate it right now because, anyway, the thing is, this guy, in my opinion, is an absolute just amazing mind. He's just, I was thinking about using the word genius. Again, words sometimes, it's funny because he in one of his lectures he actually says about language and how language is just so it doesn't always necessarily convey what you want to try and say, and it's all down to interpretation. But anyway, the point is my opinion is that this guy is just, what an amazing mind this guy has got. Just incredible, fantastic. And he might be 97 years of age, but it's still there, it's still sharp, it's still, oh, I just love this guy, it's just amazing. Anyway, the thing is that this guy's got such progressive ideas and views and blah blah blah. And I've just been watching one of the other, there's loads of videos on here, and he's in various different times, different, what's saying is one in 2000 there, whatever. He's obviously been on lots of different shows as well. It looks like it says Roxanne Meadows on the edge, whatever. Anyway, again, I'm trying to stop myself from getting caught in nuances here and trivial whatever. The thing is that I've just been listening to another one of his things, and like I said, this is part of the reason why I'm kind of thinking, do I put this up on YouTube and on my channel? Because I want to play a bit of this. It's a video, but it's not. It's just sound with a picture of him. Somebody's uploaded to their channel. A guy called Christian G. It's on his channel. I don't know whether he's just uploaded this to his channel or whether it's you know how YouTube works sometimes. Some people have their own stuff that they actually produce for their channel. Some people just upload stuff to their channel from other videos that other people have made. Whatever. The thing is, like I say, obviously I give credit to this person, all the rest of it, blah blah blah. I think that's the way you kind of get around any possible infringements or whatever, because I'm not trying to infringe on this person's video or whatever, or take any credit or anything like that. That's furthest from the point of this. The point is that this man's just said something that's just hit me like somebody's just hit me with a blinking sledgehammer across my head. Because I work with somebody, like I've said to before, and in a couple of videos, and maybe you know about my RENgage channel, and I work with a man who's a psychologist, works with homeless people, and this man's just said something about, in general, about psychiatry and psychology in general, and it's something that's hit me because it really resonated. It's really resonated with me. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna play it. Because obviously he articulates it better than I can perhaps articulate it, because it's coming from his mouth, his words, so therefore maybe it's better to hear what Jacque Fresco says rather than me try to reinterpret it. The thing is that it's really blown my mind, because it's something I've thought about myself a lot, independently. Because I've always thought about this, and it's in terms of mental issues, mental health issues, and it's funny because recently I've been thinking about this as well in the last year or so, that it's not just about the individual with a mental health issue. I think a lot of the times society has a major responsibility for it. Now, I'm not saying that we should all start feeling guilty for people who've got mental illness and this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. It's not about taking responsibility. Well, in some ways it is, but it's more about just accepting and looking at the realities and the situation of the world that we have at the moment, the pressures that people are put under, the way society is driven at the moment, in terms of greed and avarice and war and all the other things that drives everything at the moment in this planet, sort of thing, and human behaviour and so forth. And I think a lot of the time, you know, not necessarily, like I say, I don't think this is it. This is not a malevolent, flipping, deliberate act on the rest of society's intentions. This is, if you like, it's like a side effect of taking a particular medicine or something. It's basically it's a result of the culture and the societies that we live in that creates this. And as I say, it's not like it's some sort of thing where people are you know, this is a consequence of the society and the structure of the society that we live in. And so I think, because he was saying about how psychiatrists and psychologists focus on the individual, and you know, a lot of the time, obviously, focusing on the individual, it's like you know, treating the symptoms rather than trying to find the cause of the you know, the illness, if you like, sort of thing. So instead of trying to find the cure or the cause, sorry, trying to find the cure, the cause of, I don't know, whatever the disease is, instead of trying to find the cause of it, you just treat the symptoms. So in a sense, you're treating the individual person with the individual distress or mental anguish, whatever it is, whether it's a mental illness, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, it's look at the wider societal impact that's having on that individual, sort of thing. So take the people as a whole. Now, I'm kind of putting my own interpretation on what he's just said. This is why I kind of want you to hear what he says, which will help me to articulate better what I'm trying to say as well. But as I said, I would like to put this on my channel, but I'm conscious of not. I have no idea whether this is going to be right or not. And again, you know, I don't want to go into oh well, you should read the flipping what's the name? This, I'm sorry. Well, one, I'm dyslexic. Two, I don't want to do this for a fortnight. I'm going to let you listen. Right, hang on. I'm trying to work out how to do this. Do I point the camera at the thing and then let you listen to it? Do I just keep the camera on me and let you listen to it? I don't know how to do this. As I said, this isn't about trying to take anything from anybody. I'm not trying to jump on anybody's bandwagon. I'm not doing this to elicit views. To be quite honest, well, I mean, you see, that's a contradiction in terms in itself, really, because of course I want people to watch it, because I want people to hear this. I want people to think, oh bloody hell, wow, That makes so much sense, because this man makes so much sense. This man was born with, I think he got the more, he got, when God gave out common sense, yeah, when he was making us all, and God, I'm just using the metaphor here, this is not what I actually believe, I'm just using this as a sort of metaphor. When God was giving out common sense, yeah, I think what happened was that the conveyor belt went a bit too fast, and he ended up giving Jacque Fresco a fast proportion of this planet's common sense was given to him, because this man speaks so much common sense, it's unreal. Do you know what I mean? And he met, I just love this guy. He is amazing. He's seriously, seriously amazing guy. And like I say, thing is that, I want to be able to do it so that you can hear this. I mean, I could just tell you to go to this guy's channel, blah, 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 whatever, da, 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 da. I feel so frustrated right now, because I don't know if I can do this without infringing anything, or without... this is really, really frustrating. Right, look, I'll tell you what, damn, right, right, okay, scrap that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this video, but then I'm going to do another video, which I'm going to hold back until I get more information on what, if I'm allowed to do, or what I'm not allowed to do. So, but for now, I'll save this video. I'm going to put it up there. But please, check out this guy, Jacque Fresco, yeah? It's a French spelling, so it's Jacque, Fresco, Fresc', right? Oh, sorry, that's a Fresco, sorry, forget that apostrophe S thing, sorry. That was me getting the, well, so that's the rest of the person's title of their video, sorry, I wasn't thinking. Right, so, anyway, like I said, Jacque Fresco, my subscribers, I highly recommend, please check him out. Check this guy out. He's just incredible. I mean, he's 97, 98 years of age or something. And when I first started listening to this guy, when I first come across him through the Zeitgeist movement thing, right, through Peter Joseph, watching his stuff, and then I came across Jacque Fresco, like I say. And when I first started watching some of the videos about him, and he does a lot of lectures and stuff, and he was doing this lecture in Stockholm, I think, and he's talking about the Venus Project and blah blah blah. Anyway, it's a long video, so it depends on if you. But I could listen to this guy for hours anyway. But when I first started listening to him, to be perfectly honest, at first I was a little bit sceptical. I was a little bit kind of like, oh, you know, he seems like a little doddery old man, and he's maybe a little bit, you know, a bit senile, whatever sort of thing. I must admit, I'll be honest, I did at first. I really did. I really thought like perhaps a little bit, you know, whatever. And I kind of felt a bit. Do you know, like you do when you see a little, poor little person, and you think, oh, do you know what? Really, really, I can't think of the word, but there is a word for that, and I just can't think of it for the moment. But as I listened, and the more I listened, the more it was like, wait a minute, hang on, no, this guy's talking absolute sense. It's like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? And this guy just blew me away. He absolutely blew me away. And what he's just said now has just really resonated with me. And I wanted to get this down because I'm not very good at writing. Like I say, being dyslexic makes it very difficult at times for me to write. I must admit, and it's also laziness, if I'm honest about it. It's also lazy. I don't want to get a pen and paper and blah, 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 blah. And then because my spelling is atrocious and I can't spell a damn word. So the thing is, I find it difficult, but I wanted to get my thoughts down. I needed to get this out because this really fired me. Oh man, and that's why I feel so frustrated that I wanted to include this guy's video with what I'm saying now, so you get a better understanding, hopefully, of what I'm trying to say, so that I could put what his words, what are resonating with me, and that might be able to explain what I'm trying to say better, if that makes any sense to you. And also because I want John to hear this, and I want John to understand. And it's not about attacking psychiatrists or psychologists or whatever. In fact, I don't think that's what he's saying there. Now, again, I don't want to put words into the man's mouth, And again, he's absolutely right in what he said about interpretation, how we interpret other people's words through our own cultural experiences. That is so amazing when you think about it, and it's so true. Do you know what I mean? We interpret another person's words through our own cultural experiences. You know, we might have the same language, English, but when you hear what I'm saying through your own experiences and through your own cultural experiences and from your own culture, you will interpret them in a different way. Not necessarily intentionally, but because you come from a different culture or whatever. So I mean, and even if you come from the same culture sometimes, I think he's right. You can still even do it that way. You can still interpret a person's words in your own way, coloured and influenced by your own personal experiences. That's just so amazing. Anyway, like I said, I'm kind of going off the track here a little bit. So basically, what I'm interpreting from him, from what he's saying, is I don't think he necessarily believes that. I mean, maybe he does, and again, I think he has got maybe a little bit of an issue around. Well, I think he's got an issue around a lot of stuff in our society generally. But again, it will take a lot longer than this video is going to end up being. The point is that I believe what he's saying is that the psychiatrists and psychologists, instead of concentrating just on the individual person, take those tools, take that knowledge, take that understanding, and apply it to a wider, you know, society. Take it to society. You know, place it in a society context. Do you know what I mean? And that's not to say that everybody's got this illness or that illness or this illness or that, but construct a way. Use it. In fact. Absolutely, 100%. It's like the pi link. Pi link, again, take too long to explain exactly. But I'm going to put the link to the pi link in this video when I put it up. And I'll try and explain a bit more about it later. But it's like the pi link. Psychologically informed environments. Now, this is a big thing. Again, check this out. You can check it out anywhere. At the moment, particularly in England, I can't really speak for other countries because I don't know. But particularly in England at the moment, and I imagine it's the same perhaps in the States, perhaps in some of the other European countries, I have no idea. But right at this moment in time, psychological environments, particularly within prison settings, but also outside of prison settings, just in the community as well. There's a big thing about psychologically informed environments. Now, again, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not learned in this stuff necessarily, so I can't give you all the technical aspects of it, sort of thing. But suffice to say, it's an environment where people are much more aware of the other person's and the other people's needs and also their interactions and how you can impact on people and so on. It's about being much more aware of your fellow people around you, sort of thing, yeah? And I don't just mean being aware that, oh, he's standing over there or she's standing there. I mean in terms of just that human being and that human being's needs, in terms of like how they, you know, in how you interact with them. I say, I'm not explaining this in the greatest of context or the greatest of way, but the point is, the thing is that so psychological environments are essentially what he's talking about there. He might be saying it in a different way, but that's my interpretation, and I think that's kind of what this is, what is about, sort of thing. Now I'm going to listen. I must admit, admittedly, I've not listened to the whole thing because he just fired me off straight away. So the first few words out of his mouth, straight away, I'm like, whoa! Do you know what I mean? For me, it blew my head. It really did. So anyway, I'm going to finish this video now. I've just noticed the battery's going again. Blah blah blah. Not really important, but I'm definitely going to upload this because I've not shown the other person's video or played it or whatever. But I might try and do that some other way. But I needed to get this out. You please, guys, check this guy out. You might, you know, the thing is, some of the things he says, yeah, I'd give him a pass on virtually everything he says, because one, because of his age, I mean, he's 97 years of age, for crying out loud. I mean, flipping heck, that's an age to get to, man. Do you know what I mean? For any of us. Do you know what I mean? And so partly because of that, but also because what he's saying, there's no offence meant from this guy. And if anything, I don't know, this, again, this is my interpretation. And this is what I genuinely believe. I'm not saying that I'm 100% infallible and I can absolutely tell when there's a genuine person. I mean, come on, at the end of the day, I've never met the man in real life. I've only seen him through these videos. But a bit like Adam the Woo, I've always said that Adam the Woo seems to me a genuinely nice guy. Yeah, and I've never met him. He's thousands of miles away in America. I have never met the man. I've never actually physically spoken to him, either via any electronic means or whatever. I've spoken to him through email, but that's it. Do you know what I mean? And of course, obviously through his videos. But for me, I get a great sense that there's a decent person there. There's a nice human being, a genuinely nice human being. So, and the thing is, I get the sense from this guy as well. I do. I genuinely believe that he genuinely has people's interests at heart. He really does. Do you know what I mean? I think he's got disdain for other people and certain groups of people. And when I say groups, I mean in terms of like the political structures and various other organisations or whatever. But as a human being, I think he's a decent human being, and I think he's a genuine human being. But like I said, some of his stuff that he says, some of the things and some of the words he uses, some people might find offensive. Some people might be like, what? You can't say that, whatever, blah blah blah. But you know, I give him a complete pass on virtually everything that he says. There's one or two moments where I cringe on some of the things he says in some of his lectures, and I kind of go, do you know what I mean? And I can, you know that what's it when it's like your uncle's just said some really embarrassing thing at the wedding or something, or whatever kind of thing. You know, and you kind of, oh God, we shouldn't say that. But it's not that bad, you know what I mean? It's not like hugely but there are moments when I get that cringe kind of thing. But otherwise, like I say, I mean, basically, you know, the thing is, because he like I say, at heart, he means well. He really does. And that sounds really, do you know what I mean? It sounds a bit crass or whatever, but I'm telling you, anyway, I'm going to shut up because I'm just, check him out. Check this guy out. Just incredible. Right, I'm going to shut up now. And like I say, just, sorry, I'm also thinking as I'm trying to, so, right, catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.